Ooh, hey. So it looks like we got some news here. Actually, there's a ton of news. I'm going to have tons of videos on all this news coming out. It is juicy as F word. Anyhow, Bronzium character drop rates will be doubled. First off, one thing I want to say about all these stupid character drops supposed to be doubled. They've been disappointing so far, like I said they would be. So many days I'm still getting 0, and I'm like, oh, good thing that we have these stupid double drops. It's really working out great. Or some days I get 2, and I'm like, okay, I got 2 before when things were just regular dropped as it is. So I really feel like these double drops is more of a scam just to make it sound good, but I think what they probably also did was reworked it so that way then the drops are... The chance of higher drops is even lower now. So, you know, like before, if you went to a hard mode and you spun 5 times, you could possibly get 5 shards, which now would be 10. Yeah, well, those odds were low as F as it was. Now I think that's just dropped even more in conjunction with all the others. So now the rate at 1 dropping is lower, the rate at 2 dropping is lower than it was, 3, and so on. Because I still get dick for drops. I mean, in the second game, I get decent drops. I'll get like 6 shards a day on the characters I go for, which used to be 3. So that's mid-ground. But in my main account, where I'm like farming like, you know, more exclusive, higher tier in terms of like where they place in the game. Like I'm working on some stuff that's on like 9B hard mode. Well, that's like end story mode. You know what I mean? Like that's down the line. So it's obviously a more lucrative character. That's why they put it way down there. And I'm still getting dick for drops. And that's what I figured this would be. So this isn't super sexy, but this is going to be about the Bronzium character drop rates. So I just want to go over that and see what they're saying. And if it's really going to make a difference or not. Which I highly doubt it based on how things have been going so far anyways. But as it says, hey all the table heroes, our original goal with overhauling the shard economy was to ease and accelerate the process of unlocking and leveling up characters for your roster. Throughout this process, we also aim to minimize the impact of the overhaul on other areas of the game, such as the shard shop, keeping things as close to net neutral as possible. That's another thing I want to say too, the shard shop I feel like has been getting ripped off. I feel like I never have currency anymore to buy anything. It's like they doubled the price of everything, and yeah, you're supposed to get double character shards, but I feel like it's proportionally off or something. I know I'm not getting the same amount. Because, like I said, I never have enough currency to buy anything. I always had currency to buy whatever the heck I needed in the shard shop. And now there's 2 things in the shard shop I want to get. And I don't have enough for either one. And I'm like, something's off here. This is not how it normally ever is. Or was, I should say. And one thing I've noticed, too, is that I don't know what's happened, but the ships versus the characters. So before, characters used to be worth what, 4 less than ships. Ships were like 19 shard shop currencies each, and characters were ships were 15, and characters were 19, right? I'm not sure what they are now, but it feels way off because I've done an experiment where there was nothing in my shard shop, so I could see how much everything was worth, and a 10-pack of character shards from like the Galactic War store was worth less than a 5-pack of ships. And I'm like, that's not proportional. That doesn't make sense. Before it was only off by 4. So, you know what I mean? Like so a 5-pack versus a 5-pack would mean that it's only 20 more shard shop currency back how it used to be. You know, a 5-pack of ships versus a 5-pack of characters being 4 shards more. 5 times 4 is 20, so the ships would have been 20 shards more. So now if you're doubling the character shards, then it should just blow it out of the water. It was 20 before, now it's going to be 15 times 5. What is that? I don't know offhand. 70? 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. So now it should be minus 20, 55. It should be 55 shards more than just a 5-pack of ships. But somehow now with this rework, a 5-pack of ships, I don't know offhand how much more it is, but a 5-pack of ships is more than a 10-pack of character shards. Which is weird. And that also is kind of supporting my idea when I say I don't have enough currency, because there it is. That's why I don't have enough currency. The transfer rate, or the exchange rate, is way off. It's not what it used to be. Anyways, back to this. As full characters have a defined shard value, simply doubling the count didn't really make sense. I should probably read this seriously, because when I read it with the voice, I'm not really paying attention. So this is talking about when you get a character, you get a Bronzium card, and you get a character. So it says, as full characters have a defined shard value, simply doubling the count didn't really make sense. To accomplish that same goal, we are instead doubling the frequency chance of whole character payouts. Effectively, the result is that you will receive the same amount of shard shop currency after converting those shards as you would have before the overhaul. We are confident this change demonstrates the appreciation we have for our passionate players and highlights our intention to continue to deliver the best Star Wars mobile game experience we possibly can. Alright, so their explanation at first glance does not make any sense at all. Like, I'm trying to think about it as this says, and I'm like, well, I don't know what this says. But I've thought about it plenty before I made this video, and I know what they mean. So what they're saying is, say you get a full amount of shards of a character like Boba Fett. He unlocks at 4 stars, so that's 80 shards. So if you got the Bronzium pull of 80 shards to unlock him, well, if they doubled that, it would be 160 shards. So if you're a newer player and you're getting 160 shards of a character, that's kind of weird, because now you have 80 to unlock him at 4 star, and you have 80 left over, so the next tier is 5 star, that's 65. So now you got him to 5 star, and you still have 15 shards left over. So that's kind of just weird. It's cool for the player if they did that. It helps you beef up your characters way faster. But it kind of doesn't make sense, since they have, like it says, defined shard values, but they have defined qualifications, I guess, for upgrading star levels and everything. So it sounds like what they did instead of doing that was they, doubled the chances, does it say? Doubled the frequency. So now they've just doubled the chance of you actually pulling a full character like that. So, for me, geez, it barely ever happens. Maybe once a month, I pull enough shards that are equal to one character. It doesn't matter anymore in the main game. But like in the second game, so far, I've been playing that game for, a month and a half. What's the date today? 11th? Yeah, about a month and a half, you can say. And I think I've only unlocked, 2 characters so far? Ewok Elder and Resistance Pilot and one of the IGs, IG 86. I think that's it. So 3 characters in a month and a half. As far as the main game goes, it's practically nothing ever. I get 1 shard here and there. So still, if we're going with 3 shards every month and a half, then maybe you can say it's 3 characters a month and a half, then you could say it's 2 every month. We're halfway, relatively speaking, through this month. I've gotten 1, so maybe I got 1 more coming later in this month. So I guess now, with this doubling, they're saying that you could see 4 instead. 4 full character pulls instead of just the 2. I don't know. They claim that the result is that you receive the same amount of shard shop currency, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. That's true. But at the same time, you're dealing with odds. And odds are statistics, basically. And statistics is a math that you can manipulate the way that you want or need it to be. It's not a real math. So, even though they're doubling the chances, as it says, it doesn't mean anything. Put it this way. If it really was, say it was straight up 2 full entire character pulls a month. So that would be 24 a year. Well, that doesn't mean now that you're going to get 4 every month. You still could get a month where you get nothing. And then it just spreads out over the other months. 1 month you get 3, another month you get 4, and it just kind of balances out that way. So this doubling is still kind of a ripoff. It doesn't, and I wouldn't say it, I don't know, I guess, depending on which way you look at it, it does convert to the same amount of shard shop currency, but it's just not as juicy as I think they want it to be, or they think it is. I think they're trying to overhype it so that then we're blinded and think this is more awesome than it is. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I have anything else to say. And obviously, this article is super short, so there's nothing else to read. So, until the next time, you already know. I see it. See ya.